Hello, everyone, and welcome into crushthestreet.com. I have spent a few minutes here in the pre-interview speaking with this man, Sean Douglas. It's going to be a bit of a different interview, not so much economic, not so much geopolitical, but how to survive and thrive. I mean, we talk a lot about, the economy here and really the macro situation does not look good, but does that mean we throw in the towel and give up? But that's what this interview is going to be about. It's going to be about how to be successful, how to speak to someone who's a trainer who focuses on helping people and encouraging them to live their best life. And it's so important. He struck a chord with me, and I'm glad we're having this conversation. His name is Sean Douglas, and he has been in the military. He's a U.S. Air Force veteran. He's a motivational and inspirational speaker. He's a master resilience trainer. He's an author and life coach. His book is titled Decisions: The Power to Overcome Self-Defeating Behaviors. And you can reach out to him on his website at sdsmotivates.wix.com, and we'll have the links to his website and book in the description area. First of all, Sean, thanks for joining me today.
I'm excited to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Sean, I love being around positive people, and you seem like a positive guy. And I know you've gone through things, and usually people who become a motivational speaker have gone through something and has caused them to have this realization on how to get out from a really low situation and have a breakout moment in their life, and really a lot of lights start to click on. So I want to start to get to know you here a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your story, where you've been, and how you ended up doing what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I was raised in Detroit, Michigan. Came from a broken home. My dad joined the military. My mom divorced him. And we traveled around, getting evicted from houses. So, grew up alcohol, drug prevalent home, domestic violence, all that stuff. I never really dealt with the problems. Well, that translated into me not dealing with problems in my adult life. I joined the military because I wasn't doing anything with my life. And by the time I was 26, right around 2007, I was a functioning alcoholic. And because I was a functioning alcoholic, I would just drink myself out of my worries, out of my problems, drink my sorrows away until it began affecting relationships. I wrecked relationships. I wrecked opportunities that were put in front of me. I got to the lowest point of my life in December 2008, and I tried to take my own life. Well, out of that tragedy birthed a passion I never even knew I had. I got the help that I needed. I reached out and said, I cannot continue living my life the way that I'm living. I just cannot do it. It's costing me my life at this point. It's not costing me a job. It's costing me my life. So my commander at the time pushed me to get better, got me into the alcohol dependency program, months of rehabilitation and counseling. And he said, man, you got to go be a drill instructor. Go be a drill instructor for Air Force basic training because you have a powerful testimony, man. You turned your life around. You got to go motivate other people. All right, I could do that. So I did that. I applied, I got it, I got the position, and for 4 years I was a drill instructor for Air Force basic training, and I fell in love with speaking, training, motivating, inspiring. I had a passion that I never even knew I had. So I can't be too mad that I went through that adversity. But through that tragedy and adversity birthed a passion and talent and skills that I never even knew existed. And that's what I do now. I love what I do.
I want to ask you about that low moment you had, and I feel like a lot of us are there to different degrees with different aspects of our life, whether it's our financial situation, our health, our relationships, and just all these things that really make up our life. And at times you just feel like it's so hopeless. And what was it that helped you make that first step and achieve a level of success? Because so many times, for the guy who's 300 pounds trying to get back to, a healthy 180, that seems like such a task and overwhelming, and you just don't even want to try because it's just you're so far away. And to make that first step, it just seems like so meaningless because you have so far to go, and you've tried and failed and all these different things. I mean, talk to us about that low point and how you achieved your level of success.
I am sitting on my bedroom floor with a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I'm looking at my life, and I cannot do this anymore. My wife left me, took the kids. I was in an empty house. It was around Christmas time, which is my favorite holiday of the year. It was hopeless for me. I felt like there was no way out, and I wanted to end it. But I got a phone call from one of my family members, from my dad, and he told me, "You've got to pick yourself up, go to the chapel, go talk to somebody. We love you, we care about you." It's having those people in your life that do not give up on you. Some of my family was like, "Man, you're too much of a hassle. You're just, man, I can't even talk to you. Like, you're ridiculous." So they pretty much just wrote me off. My dad, my mom, they were there for me. Even though they're divorced, they still pressured me into being the best that I could be. And my dad really was my mentor in that moment. And having people around you motivating you to have that next step was key for me. If you don't have that, then you gotta muster up as much motivation as you can. I know it sounds cliche, be motivated, but if you don't have those people around you, if you are 100% feeling alone, it's you that has to say enough is enough. This is not how my story ends. This is just a chapter.
Sean, and to be fair, though, at a certain point, you have to take that baton and wake up each day and be successful on your own and muster up that own motivation.
Absolutely.
And so, tell us about how that transitioned from it being, the support group to you waking up each day and finding and understanding the recipe for success in your life.
There's a lot of different areas of your life that you can fail in. You can fail in relationships, financial. You can fail in, your job, your professional and personal life. I mean, there's so many different areas. But the key thing that worked for me was scheduling my personal growth time. I have to schedule it. Self-awareness is the most important asset that you have as a person. You have your own self-awareness. You know you better than anybody else knows you. I know that I have to schedule things, otherwise I won't do them. I'll forget about them. I'll think that they're less important. But if I schedule them, then it's important enough for me to do it. I schedule 1 hour a day personal growth plan. If I want to talk on the TED stage, 1 hour every day, I'm going to look at TED Talks. I'm going to research how to submit a proposal. If I want to be more mindful and get mindfulness techniques under my belt, then I'm going to schedule 1 hour a day, and I want to learn mindfulness techniques. If I want to learn financial offense and defense, if I want to learn better relationships, if I want to learn about religion, if I want to, anything you want to learn, schedule it. 1 hour a day, every day, no distractions, and build yourself a personal growth plan. And that's what I do. I develop personal growth plans for people who are motivated enough to know that they need something different, but they don't know where to begin. Even if you're not motivated, I'll still help you.
No, that's an interesting point that you just brought up. And, I think about that too. So many people, even that are here at Crush the Street, they're already successful. They're already motivated.
Mm-hmm.
They're people that are in the know. And but they're still seeking out more information and additional motivation. And I do the same thing. And I'm curious, do you find that you tend to help people who are already motivated, or do you also find yourself helping people who are just completely at rock bottom all the time?
It's more kind of 75-25. A lot of times I feel that people are motivated, but they just don't know where to begin. The people that I find that are hitting rock bottom seem to be a little bit less, because the ones that are still motivated are almost to their rock bottom. But they're still motivated. Like, I know I'm stuck in that life right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I know I need something. But the ones that I find that are at the rock bottom is because someone else is reaching out for them, and they need this person, whoever it may be, father, sister, brother, cousin, aunt, uncle, whoever, love them. They want them to get help. But the ones that are motivated are the ones that are really reaching out on their own, and they need something. And you're right. Successful people don't stop learning. It's not that you get to a place. It's not like success is like a destination. Like, okay, I'm successful, I'm going to stop. You have to keep going, and you have to keep growing, because times are always changing, and information is always changing, and people are always changing, and situations. And, you know, I'm good for a season, and then sometimes we start falling backwards. Like, oh, boy, hold on. What happened? What's going on right now? You know, or you get to, there's a death in the family, like, oh, man, I'm at my low, and you build yourself a support system around you. I call it the board of directors. You've got to build yourself a board of directors that's going to elevate you and support you in every area of your life, financial, relationships, professional, in your career, in your personal life. All of that is important. You have to build yourself a board of directors, and successful people have the habit of learning more information. But at some point, you have to stop consuming and start applying. You have to apply everything that you've learned.
Yeah, it's great advice right there. You know, so many times, I mean, there's times I feel like I'm on a high, I got so much energy,
Yep.
and then, you know, the next day or two later, man, I'm just at a, like, I just want to sleep. I'm just out. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling like I want to work out or learn or do anything like that. Do you have any advice for us when we are in those moments of ups and downs to kind of stay the course?
Yeah, absolutely. Build yourself a routine. I have a routine every day. There's a book by Hal Elrod called The Miracle Morning, and if you win the morning, it sets your day off on the correct path. So you have to win your morning, and it's an amazing book. The book's called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and if you have parents and families, there's a book by Hal Elrod and Mike and Lindsay McCarthy called The Miracle Morning for Parents and Families. You get your children involved. You get your families involved. You get, you know, friends involved. And you have to set yourself a routine. So that's what I do every day is I have a routine. I wake up, you meditate, you write in your journal, you read something, you watch the news, whatever it is. If you set a routine, then you are less likely to steer yourself into those bad self-defeating behaviors or those bad habits. If it is not in your routine, then you're less susceptible to start doing something like that. So you build yourself a routine, stick to it.
Well, and needless to say, all of this takes energy. And, you know, I'm curious, do you have any advice for, you know, simple health tips for people to make sure that they do have the energy to wake up early and to fulfill the tasks that are within the 12-hour day or whatever it is?
Yeah, you know, I was a 2 16-ounce can monster drinker, you know, for years while I was a basic training instructor, and I honestly felt like just crap. You know, I got a lot of energy, but it's not healthy energy. We don't put bad gas in your car, and they're gonna put bad food in your body. You know, so you gotta definitely eat right. You know, the high nutrition stuff. You know, that's very, very, very important. But a lot of it comes from your mental attitude as well. You know, if you go through, you know, take a nutrition class, learn about what you need to be putting into your body. But again, it all comes from the mental part. If you're not disciplined enough to say, you know what, I'm just going to eat a pizza instead of, you know, this healthy stuff. If that's your discipline level, then there's definitely a mental blockage there. You got to get your mind right and say, I'm going to eat, you know, home cooked meals. I'm not going to eat out. I'm going to, you know, what have you. You know, again, it goes back to your routine. You don't put bad gas in your car. You definitely don't need to put bad food into your body. You got one body. Right. Exercise every day, all that.
Yeah, no, I was having an issue sleeping probably a couple years ago, and I talked to a sleep specialist, and one of the first thing he told me he said, for me, because I was having this issue, stop drinking caffeine past noon. And that way, caffeine in the body has time to flush out before you start getting close to your bedtime. And his suggestion to me was exercise in the morning. And that way you're not exercising right before you go to bed where you're waking yourself up. And not only exercise is good for you, gives you energy, but it helps you to actually fall asleep and be tired when your head hits the pillow, because that's the whole point of being able to fall asleep at a certain time. You actually have to be tired, and part of that is actually just getting up early and having that routine. So so many things actually that work together to help make success possible. And that was just something that I dealt with and actually had to overcome. And now I sleep fairly well unless I'm overly stressed about something, and that too can keep you up at night.
Yep.
Sean,
so nicotine too as well. There's people that they say nicotine and caffeine, like 6 hours prior to you going to sleep. Like don't consume. I mean, you shouldn't be smoking anyway, but that's a different story. Like nicotine, caffeine, those two things right there. 6 hours before you're going to sleep at a minimum, they say. Otherwise, you're going to have, because it messes with your REM cycle. If you don't get your full REM cycle, then you're going to wake up feeling like crap, like you never even slept. Or you can bank sleep. People bank sleep. Google's got nap pods.
Wait, what is bank sleep? I missed that. Bank sleep?
Okay, so when you bank your sleep. Okay, so when you bank your sleep. So I know that I need 8 hours a day before any more than that, then I may not be operating at my peak performance. If I get less than that, then I may not be operating at my peak performance. But sometimes we tire out our bodies, and our body gets, let's say, 10 hours of sleep. So those 2 other hours that your body technically didn't need, it will take it away at some point during the week. So what they say to do is bank your sleep. So let's say on a Saturday you sleep in a little bit, it's like 2 hours extra. So you bank those 2 hours. Now, during the week, you may need a nap because you've overworked or you're feeling, let's say you're getting sick or what have you. So you take that nap and say you sleep for 45 minutes. So at some point, your body will use those 2 hours and 45 minutes, or somewhere in there, your body will use up that energy that you've stored up. It's called banking sleep. So you either take like a 10, 15-minute nap, and it starts to re-energize your body. Your body will eventually use that sleep that you've accumulated. They call it banking sleep.
Wow. No, that's interesting, and I guess it's intuitive. I mean, we do that, we get a little sleep, and then we use it, and, we go from there. But, is there anything else about health that you would suggest? I know you've probably done a lot of research on. Do you find any validity in types of water you drink, organic foods, types of superfoods, and things like that, or anything else that you'd like to share on health? So the leading cause of our longevity in life is our behavior. Genetics go into it. The foods that you eat basically relies on your behavior. So instead of getting that, I'm just going to eat some pizza, or I'm going to get a donut, or I'm going to get something unhealthy, substitute it. Pick something. There was always fashion. Into the fashions, right? You got like the Atkins diet. You got the Jenny Craig, the Slim Fast. There's always a fashion out there, and right now it's the organic stuff. Everybody loves the organic. Everybody loves the free range chickens, right? You hear about you got to get these certain foods. You got to get. There's a commercial on TV, the Texas Superfoods, and what you just need to eat healthy, and the only way that you can do that literally is to do the research and have that nutrition class. Like, I just suggest everybody take a nutrition class. High fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is in soda and Coke or Pepsi, wherever you're from. I'm from Michigan, so we call it pop. From the South, it's soda. But high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is an insulin receptor blocker. So if you eat a lot of chips or you drink a lot of soda, you still feel thirsty. You still feel empty. You still feel hungry because the high fructose corn syrup inside of the soda and the chips, it blocks those insulin receptors, and it never feels like you're full.
So stop drinking soda. We don't even drink soda at our house. And
Right.
chips, I mean, rarely we eat chips and, the sodas and that. Cut all that out of there. There's certain things in food that harm us. Partially hydrogenated oils. There's a reason why Doritos have a 7-year shelf life. There's a reason why you eat butter and not like Country Crock or some other thing that says vegetable oil. It's hydrogenated oil. That's what it is. It's not even real. It's fake. Buy the real butter. These are just little examples. Read your labels. People who read labels are 10% slimmer or healthier or whatever verbiage you want to use than people who do not read labels. Read your labels.
Yeah, no, that's interesting advice right there. So true. And I would imagine that the fact that someone is reading a label shows that they care. And
Absolutely.
that alone is just, kind of sets them apart from somebody else who doesn't.
Exactly.
Sean, I appreciate you coming on the show. Is there any closing words of advice that you would have for somebody that is interested in improving their life and making a difference in their future? I mean, that's what we're all trying to do here. We want to be good parents, good people, enjoy our life, healthy, financially successful. What would your basic advice be for these people?
Okay, I got action steps. Okay, step 1, count blessings every day. 3 times a day, you need to count blessings. If you do this, it takes 66 or 67 times for you to do one thing before it becomes a habit. So for the next 60 days, I want the listeners to count their blessings 3 times a day. Post it on Facebook. Hashtag counting blessings. Hashtag, counting the blessing, whatever. Put that on social media. Get your friends involved. 3 times a day, count your blessings. That's step 1. Step 2, you need to dream a big dream and have the courage to follow it. Don't let anybody deter you from dreaming a big dream. It doesn't matter if it's realistic or not. It's your dream. Dream a big dream and have the courage to follow it and take the steps necessary to achieve your dream. And the third thing is to build a board of directors. Have a financial coach, a mindfulness coach, a health coach, wealth coach, whatever. Build a board of directors for your life. You are the CEO of your life. Build a board of directors for your life in order to propel you into your dream life and build your dream life by using these 3 action steps.
Wow. I love it. I love that board of directors. Just one special person in each area of your life. Sean Douglas, everyone. You can get his book. We'll have the book in the description area and also his website. Sean, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about your website and your book before we say goodbye here?
Yeah, sure. So, my book is called Decisions: Power to Overcome Self-Defeating Behaviors, and it talks about the different self-defeating behaviors that we exhibit, as in, we count other people's blessings instead of counting the blessings in our life. We compare our journey, our life, our family. We compare our cars to somebody else's car, or we want things. Oh, I want that Lamborghini, or I want this, or I want. We have our wants instead of our needs, when our needs need to be at the forefront of our life. We self-defeat, we self-talk ourselves out of achieving success. So that's what my book is about, is overcoming those self-defeating behaviors. And you can go to my website, and there's different materials on there. You can book me to speak. I will come and speak at any event that you see the need for me to speak at. I can provide high-value content as you've heard today, and I'd love to connect with as many people as I can and help them build their dream life.
Sean Douglas, everyone. Sean, thanks for coming on the show with me today. I really appreciate it. And, hopefully we can have this conversation again in the future.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for having me.